Hi, my dear friends. Today I've made a sponge cake using 6 eggs, and this is a blue Curaçao flavored sponge cake, which has got cream cheese frosting. And you can see that I've done Russian icing on it. And this is my first attempt. And I first start with 6 egg whites at room temperature. And you start whisking the eggs at a low speed initially, and this will take about a minute or so. You will see the bubbles coming up, you will see the froth coming up to the surface, and at this time you can see fresh foam over your eggs. When you see the eggs just about turning white, you should stop the whisk and you should add a little bit of sugar. So this seems like a good state to add our sugar, and what we are going to add to this is going to be plain white granulated sugar, the normal one which you coffee every day, 150 grams of it, but I'm going to put about 30 or 40 grams into this egg white mixture, and then restart the blades. And that is why you can see that they are coming up beautifully, and they're foaming really well. So it always helps if the eggs are at room temperature. Foamy these eggs are, they won't fall, they defy gravity. So that's how whipped they should be. So now we are going to egg the whisk the egg yolks, and this is about egg yolks of 6 eggs. And I'm not cleaning this blade up, I'm just going right in because the egg yolks are so really heavy and this foam is not going to affect its so texture much. Mixture, and so after a while we are going to add I just throw in 20 grams remaining, that same white granulated sugar, and then whisk again. Now I'm going to add the rest of the sugar, and this is 100 grams of sugar. And at this stage the whisking is going to take much longer. The egg yolks are much thicker, so they take very long to rise and to froth up and to become light, but you got to keep at it. And you can see the mixture is getting paler. We need to reach the ribbon like consistency, as in, when we lift the blades, the foam should fall in a very slow fashion, and it should form ribbons, and that is when we have to stop whisking the egg yolks. And see, here I think we have somewhat reached that consistency. So as you can see, the yolks have become really pale, and they look really nice and frothy. So I removed that yolk thing into this big bowl that was very small. So first I'm going to use this Curaçao monin blue Curaçao. A little bit of this for flavor. Add vanilla extract, that much.
and salt, that much, just 1 teaspoon. Measure out 180 grams of flour. Leave about 180 grams of maida and some baking powder. This is about 1 full teaspoon of baking powder, and just sieve it into this big bowl, and then with the help of a spatula I'm going to mix the wet and the dry ingredients and do it as gently as possible. So you can see how beautifully that is mixing, and always remember to scrape the sides as well as the bottom so that you don't end up with any lumps or any kacha maida or any lumps again, and everything is properly mixed in, and that's what it looks like upon mixing. This is a very good time to add oil. So adding oil into this, about 2 tablespoons, and then just mixing it in this evenly. I hope this cake looks blue when it's finally done. Now I'm going to mix this with this. But firstly, I'll
First, we take a small amount of that egg foam and mix it in with our cake batter. And this is basically to lighten the cake batter flour. And once you think that this has got incorporated well, then you pour the mixture into the egg foam. And while you mix the two, you should be very careful that you don't deflate any of the volume in this mixture, because if the mixture reduces, the cake will be flat and the sponginess won't be there. And here you see me adding a little bit of blue color because it's a blue cake, it's going to be a blue cake, and the blue Curaçao was not lending much color to the batter. And there you see me add the batter to the foam directly, and this mixing is very essential and should be done very carefully, and be very deliberate, and keep the number of strokes in mind. Don't over mix the mixture, because then the result won't be good. The cake will not rise, it won't be fluffy, and you also might sort of invoke gluten in the cake, and that would make the cake very tough. So our blue cake batter is ready and all set to go into the mold. This is a square mold which is 10 inches, and you can see that it's almost full, and this will probably rise and not fall out of its mold. And we put this in a preheated oven. The mold is convection, and we bake it for about an hour or so. And this is now the cake all done out of the oven, cooled on a wire rack. And you see me removing the butter from the sides, and a little bit has come off, and you can see that remarkable blue color peeking from inside of the cake. So it's actually quite blue from inside. Now comes the frosting. This is about 100 grams of unsalted butter with 100 grams of cream cheese whipped together and mixed with the whipping cream. But this is a recipe for another day, and you have seen me slice the cake into 4 layers, and each I have doused with sugar syrup with a little bit of blue Curaçao, and that's what the cake looks like, all iced and frosted. The tips used by me are Russian piping tips, and it has got a very nice balanced sweetness in the flavoring due to the presence of cream cheese. It's not overly sweet, and yeah, that's it. Enjoy it with your family, friends, and this is a big cake. It will serve at least 10 people. So I hope you like the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is the easiest way and the most foolproof way of making a sponge cake at home. All you need is an electric whisk. That's all. So thank you so much. Enjoy. Bye.